We're here with our fifth installment of Inside the Lair with former women's basketball player Nikola Zilakova. She's third in program history with 600 career points, 140 plus assists, 70 career threes made. She had a great career, the true general of that women's team that won 38 games over 2 seasons, making a regional final in 2016, 2017. And Nikola, great to have you here on the show.
Hi, guys. It's good to be here.
Several athletes have spoken with me, and they've told me every reason for why they went to BMCC. You know, from the environment, the coaches, the academic support staff. A lot of success seems to come out of that. Why did you choose BMCC?
That's a good question. Well, I came to New York in 2013. I was doing my stuff for 2 years, and then I wanted to, because I'm an international student, so I wanted to look for the best program, you know, with education. So I came across BMCC, which was community college, you know, which is great for financing when you're international students. And they had the best academic program for me, which was communication and media, and that's what I wanted to do. That's why I chose BMCC.
While you were at BMCC, you had head coach Ben Newberg there. I've been told it's not just about being an athlete. What did Coach Newberg do to help you achieve off the court as well as on it?
You know, like, what I really appreciated most about Coach Newberg was like he believed in me. And he gave me the ability to believe in myself. So when I was down, you know, he always lifted me up, and he tried to do for everybody else. But for whatever reason, it really worked on me. And coming from like small country with like, you know, different mentality, he was telling me you basically have the ability to be the leader and lead this team. And he also gave me whenever my game went down, you know, or like I was up, he was just like, shoot the ball because I know you're a shooter. And that's how he gave me actually, you know, confidence. That's the word. So he just really made me who I am right now and who I was as a player. And I'm really appreciate him. And I had a really great run for 2 years. And I have so much love for that coach.
We're here with our fifth installment of Inside the Lair, alongside one of the program's top scorers for women's basketball, Nikola Zilakova. 28 and 14. Obviously, let's talk about 2016, 2017, your first season, and you had a bevy of players. I mean, again, there's a reason why you're third in assists, but a lot of different scorers. Obviously, you had 4 players averaging over 12 points per game. You had Ashley Brooks, who was a double-double machine. She led the way. Natalia Dubravina, who was huge in that semifinals in the region against Sullivan. Karina Ortega, who played another year with you. And Tiani Hightower, of course. You were part of the 4 of the 5 that averaged over 12 points per game. Pretty easy to lay back on scoring and direct the court like you did in that first season.
Yeah. You know, when you have a great player surround you, it's much easier. It's very easier because when you guys get together and you know, like each other, like, some, you know, the way each people plays, you trying to use their strengths. I knew like Ashley Brooks, she's a rebound machine. I do that. Natalia, she's a shooter. So whenever she was open, just like shoot the ball because, you know, you are a shooter. Or like Karina, she was great. She was great in every aspect on the court. You just need to know how to use them. And that's pretty much what I try to do as a point guard. And also I try to bring the European style to this American basketball, which is completely different, obviously, because in Europe, we more like a team. We play as a team. But when I came here, it was more like, oh, it's individual sport. And I was like, no, that's not. You make your life much easier if we play as a team. And that's what we're trying to do for the 2 years while I was at BMCC.
In your first season, a lot of marks were met. Now, I mentioned one before. You gave me an excellent answer, but the first one was you ladies got to the conference finals for the first time since 2013. You beat Laguardia. Talk about that victory and how it felt after all you put in for that season.
When you just said, like, you guys got into the regional season, you beat Laguardia, I literally just got goosebumps because I do remember that. And guess what? LaGuardia was such a big name in the CUNY. Like they were, they won the year before, and like they were an amazing team. I guess when we beat them, we just wanted them more. We just wanted the victory more than they did. And they also underestimated us as a team, which gave, which gave us an advantage. And we were more hungry for the victory. And I remember that like it was yesterday, and it was a great feeling.
As a team, I mean, Ashley Brooks was very big in that game. She was able to come in with 18 points. You had Natalia able to knock down shots. It just seemed like, when you came in here with that mentality, that came to fruition, and it worked out in the victory, which, as you said, just made you ecstatic.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I remember like when I went to BMCC, I didn't even want to play basketball. I didn't even know there's BMCC. They have any program like playing basketball. I literally remember walking through the gym. I got lost in the campus and I heard them playing basketball. Like the basketball, like when you bounce the ball. So I just went to the gym and like I saw them playing they actually played against Laguardia and they lost. So I emailed Coach Newberg and I was like, hi, I'm, Nikola, international student, whatever. Do you guys have any spot on the team? And he goes like, yeah, let's just try out. So I went to try out. He was like, what are you in? I was like, wow, good. And like, we had a great round since like, I feel like we were so underestimated as a team. We had like no respect for other like the teams. I remember Queensboro, Kingsboro, all the teams were very good. We're super good, but we made it slowly but surely. We made it into the quarterfinals, and then when we beat the Laguardia, it was tough. They were so tough and they were nasty because they started losing, which they didn't expect. They thought it's gonna be smooth, but it wasn't. Before the game, I remember we were like in a locker room, and Coach Newberg was just like, "Guys, have fun. Go out there and have fun." Because there's nothing you can lose. You can only win and surprise everybody. And that's exactly what we did. We all had so much fun.
Here on our fifth installment of Inside the Lair with women's basketball player Nikola Zilakova, third all-time in program scoring with 600 points, dished out 141 career assists, knocked down 70 career threes, all third in program history. Glad to have her here on the segment with us. Great stuff there about LaGuardia. You talk about just that program. You said there's such a name, as you mentioned, in the conference, and all of their accomplishments. I mean, next to Hostos, they're one of the bigger names in that conference. Looking at that game, at the end of the day, I mean, was there something though? At least I always weird to say this, something that you ladies had learned down the stretch, because really, again, you played them to a really close first half. You went in, down by one. But you really were hot in the third quarter. As that season got better and better, to win 20 games, it's all about finishing. I mean, is that really kind of the way you were able to take this team out? Because you outscored them in the third, and you were able to knock them out there in the fourth and get the victory, get into the final for the first time since 2013.
Yeah, that's some good numbers. It's just all about confidence. You know how it is? It's just all about mentality, the Mamba mentality. Like, when you're doing well and when like you're scoring and everything goes great, you're like, your like confidence growing and you bringing it to the next game and next game and next game. And you're just able to like bring the best out of each player because you're getting to know them and you guys working like a team and each game is better and better. And I feel like at the end of the season, we were just like a family on the court and off the court. And that helps a lot, because we trust each other and we have each other backs, and that's all you need. We maybe weren't that talented as LaGuardia were, but we worked really hard and that we wanted way more the victory than they did.
Here with our fifth installment of Inside the Lair with former BMCC athletes and staff, and I'm joined here with Nikola Zilakova, third in all-time program scoring with 600 points, 141 career assists, and 70 career threes knocked down. Well, you get into the region playoffs, and you take on Sullivan, chance for you to go to the regional final, first time in a long time, plus get your 20th win. Starts off really good. You come out there and you're firing punches at them. However, they erase an 11-point lead, tie the game, but you're still able to get the victory, 85-81, Nikola, and able to go to the finals for the first time, really, in a long time in the program's history. Talk about the seesaw of emotions that went through that game.
I remember like it was yesterday. It was such a great game. Like Sullivan, they were like the whole season they were unbeatable. I swear God, we tried to beat them so many times, but we just couldn't. They were just much better than we were. And when you go to the game with the mentality like, you know, like a Goliath and David, we were just like scared in the beginning, you know. But I feel like in the locker, Coach Newberg, he was like, guys, you have nothing to lose. You know, you can just surprise. And that's why we started off. And I think we were just like winning the game since the beginning. I think Natalia Dubrovina, she had a great game. Ashley Brooks too, you know. I think as in the beginning, it wasn't like the beginning wasn't like my strongest one, but then I think I shot 1 3s and then I, you know, got hot again. But I remember we were winning, but then we went down and we were down by 2 points. I remember it was 66-68 and it was like 2 seconds till end of the whole game. And I got fouled and I got to the free throw line and I knocked out both. Just like I just went there and went to, and we tied up the game and it was 68-68. And we just got so emotional, but like in a happy way, like happiness. You know, we thought like we won the game. We literally acted like we won the game. But Coach Newberg was like, guys, the game is not over. Let's take it to the final. Let's take it to the end. And that's when we just break the ice. And Natalia Dubrovina, I think she had like 20 points in the overtime. She really like, it was her game of the year. And we took it to the finals. And it was so good. It was so good.
Natalia actually had 34 in that game. She was huge in OT. You had 10 points, no slouch either. But as you mentioned before, it's a real team effort to get a victory. And that really is how you really find your way to go deeper and deeper into a playoff run and get to a final.
That's absolutely correct, you know, because in the beginning, you don't really know each other that much. We all coming from different backgrounds. We all coming from different, you know, schools, countries. So in the beginning, it's very cold. Like it's more about like, oh, like what you got? I got this, you got that. But like you kind of like sticking together, and it's like a puzzle. We would never be able to get where we got as an individuals. It all takes team effort, and that's what I think I brought to the BMCC, because me and Natalia, we both European and we both play different basketball. It was just such a team effort, and that's what makes it such a great experience in my life.
Joined here on our 5th installment of Inside the Lair here with Nikola Zilakova, third in all-time program scoring with 600 points, dished out 141 career assists, knocked down 70 career three-pointers, and happy to have her alongside with us. After a great season the year prior where you win 20 games, you go 18-7 the next year in 2017, 2018. You win 12 of your first 14 games. You come out firing, including that you, only a couple of games into it, hit your career high of 30 against Queensborough. Ashley Brooks had departed. She went to CCNY, so you don't exactly have the power rebounder, double-double threat you have. You still have Karina Ortega on that team, but some other players were huge too. Jessica Myers, Miriam Torre, really making a big-time impact. What did you take as a veteran going on that team to help complement those excellent players? You talk about being, you know, the team mentality. Something you must have done from a veteran presence helped you ladies to win 12 of the first 14, and again get all the way to the regional semis, where this time didn't work out against Sullivan.
You know, like when Ashley Brooks and Natalia, they left, like the team just wasn't the same. But I knew it. I know this is what it comes with it, 2-year college, players come and players go. So I had to kind of get to know the players around. So Jessica Meyer, she was amazing, she was a great player, but she was also great out of the court, so she was a friend, and I think she was kind of the glue of the team. Ayana Graham, she was a great she was a great hustler. She was great off the court and on the court. So I need to get to know each of the players because they were new, and I also had to know like what is their strength, what is their weakness in the order to bring it to the team. And I think we did good. We did good as we weren't that talented as we were the year before, but you have to work with what you have.
And obviously, you got to a conference final. You fell short against Hostos, but you're able to get back to the region semis. And obviously, the scoring's not the same. It was 85-81 last time, more of a low-scoring game that kind of fit your mold. But do you feel, getting to that semis in back-to-back years, getting to the final, do you really think you put a good stamp on the program from your mindset there as a player?
I really think so. I just feel like, it wasn't just about like being a great basketball player, being a leader on the court and off the court, but it was also being leader as a student athlete. I managed to have a 4.0 GPA while I was working and while I was playing basketball, trying to be, like the leader. So the player around me have someone to look up to it. And I think that's what like set me apart and made me the player as I was, because I worked hard on the court and I worked hard off the court. And that's something a leader should have.
Yeah, our fifth installment here with Inside the Lair alongside Nikola Zilakova, third in all-time program history with 600 career points. And just give us a little insight to her career high 30 she scored against Queensborough. Shoot the ball, as Coach Newberg told her. It worked out pretty well. We're happy to have her here on Inside the Lair. So you move on after BMCC. Let's get into your major here to CCNY. And it was, you said you came into BMCC, you wanted to do communications media, then it was the PR and marketing. I do see on your Instagram page that you do, I see something with the MBA. So I wanted to mention, as well as a lot of great travel photos, you seem to really enjoy traveling the world. So many segments. Where do you think you fit?
Okay, so when I was at BMCC, I actually got into the media and communication studies, which I got my associates from, and then I transferred to CCNY and I got into the really good program, which is like public relations and advertising. And I'm leading towards, I have 1 month left of school, and then I'm leading more towards to advertising because for the past 2 years, I realized that I found something in myself that is like on the creative side. So I want to like create campaigns and all the, like I just got like kind of like very inspired by the Colin Kaepernick, the campaign, which is with Nike and everything. So I think for me, it's more like a sports entertaining than public relations.
Second to last question. Your favorite basketball player is Kobe Bryant, and he was truly a scorer. Did he inspire you some way?
He inspired me in every way. Like, I remember when I was little and I wanted to quit playing basketball, but I had like a terrible practice and I just got home. I was crying and I didn't want to go to the gym and play basketball anymore. And I remember watching him when he had this interview and he was telling him what, like when he played against Michael Jordan and he was telling all like the game. Remember like when he like scored the step back and he scored into Michael Jordan, he was like telling his emotions and how he felt and everything about it. And I was like, wow, I want to feel the way too. So, so he just motivated me in every single way as a player. He set up my mentality and I was reading his quotes and everything. And he really did inspire me. He really did. And he's my favorite player and he always will be.
Enjoyed here at our fifth installment of Inside the Lair with BMCC women's basketball's Nikola Zilakova. Third in all-time scoring, assists, and three-pointers made, 600, 141, and 70. That's the three-pointers made, assists, points, Nice roulette rule. Got it good. That's my job. So, my final question for you again, just back to your major. Outside of sports, are there any other advertising you'd be interested in? I mean, I think travel fits you because I saw you talk about influencing. You've traveled all over the world, and I'm jealous because I haven't I've still some more spots to see. Do you see yourself maybe as someone who could advertise travel because that is going to really change not just from this pandemic, but just in the whole digital age?
That's absolutely true. You know what? I would love that. I would love it because I love traveling and I feel like I was almost all over the Europe because, I'm European and it's much easier to travel in Europe than here. But I also believe that traveling is a big part of my life. You know, it's just something that like fulfill me. I love to travel. I love to see new places. I wanted to travel my birthday, but it didn't happen. And yeah, in like advertising, traveling, I believe that that's the next step for when we get out of this pandemic. It's gonna be huge because I'm telling you, people wanna get out of their houses. They wanna travel. They wanna do so many stuff, but you just can't, unfortunately.
Nikola, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure being here.